Okay, we're back on, we on the record in cause number 322166 and cause number 326465. The case, both cases are styled the state of Texas versus Myrtle Johnson. We have Ms. Johnson who is appearing via telephone. Ms. Johnson, can you hear me? This is Judge Holmes.
Yes, I hear you, sir. How you doing?
All right, I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking, Ms. Johnson. Ms. Johnson, your attorney, Mr. James Making, is appearing via Zoom. And Mr. Making, do you have an announcement that you would like to make on Ms. Johnson cases?
Yeah, I do, Your Honor. I'm not prepared to make an announcement on the motion to revoke, as I haven't finished the discovery in the new DWI case. But once I finish that, I'll do a wraparound and it'll be a plea.
Okay, hold on for your reset date. Yes, we're gonna, yes, we're gonna keep it on the MTRP docket.
That'll be fine, Your Honor, and I'll plead it next time it's out.
Okay, it's gonna be reset to April 30th of 2021. Ms. Johnson?
Yes.
Your case is going to be reset to April 30th of 2021. Please stay in contact with your attorney. And Ms. Johnson, we hope that you recover from your sickness. You are excused and have a blessed day. All right, thank you. And Mr. Macon, this will conclude your cases for the day. And you have a blessed day as well.
You too, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
Okay, you're welcome. Do we got any pleas ready?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm ready on Matthew Flowers.
Okay. Matthew Flowers?
Good morning.
Good morning. We're on the record in cause number 315714. The case is styled the state of Texas versus Matthew Dylan Flowers. Mr. Flowers, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Flowers, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Sir, yes, sir.
You may put your hand down, Mr. Flowers. How are you doing, Mr. Flowers?
Doing great. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Flowers, you're here represented by your attorney, Mr. Joel Vasquez. Mr. Vasquez, how are you doing?
Good, Your Honor. How about yourself?
I'm doing fine. Mr. Vasquez, okay, Mr. Flowers, the information alleges that on or about March 2nd of 2017, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of evading arrest detention. Mr. Flowers, do you understand what you've been charged with?
I do, sir.
And to this charge, Mr. Flowers, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
Now, are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
I am, sir.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
True.
Mr. Flowers, I have before me a document that is titled the misdemeanor plea admonishment, also referred to as State's Exhibit Number 1. Do you recognize this document?
I do, sir.
On page 2 of this same document, Mr. Flowers, are these your initials on the line that says nolo contendere, which means no contest?
They are, sir.
And on page 3 of this same document, Mr. Flowers, there's a signature at the top above the line that says defendant. Is that your signature?
Yes, sir.
And on the next document, which is the trial court certification to defendant's right of appeal, do you recognize this document?
I do, sir.
Is this your signature on the line that says defendant?
It is, sir.
There are 2 boxes that's checked at the top of the document. The first box states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. The second box states that you are waiving or giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that?
I do understand.
Do we have a discovery certification?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Flowers, I'm gonna show you a document that is titled Discovery Certification. Do you recognize this document?
I do, Your Honor.
And is this your signature on above the line that says defendant?
It is.
Now, Mr. Flowers, prior to signing and initialing these documents, did your attorney, Mr. Vasquez, go over these documents with you?
Yes, it is.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes, I did.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
They are.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit number 1. State, you like to offer State's 1?
Yes, Your Honor, and I'd also like to offer State's Exhibit number 2 as the probable cause affidavit for this case.
Any objections?
No objections, Your Honor.
No objections. State's Exhibits number 1 and 2 will be admitted. Mr. Vasquez, you have advised and counseled Mr. Flowers. Is there any evidence that he's currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Flowers, your attorney, Mr. Vasquez, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes.
Mr. Flowers, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea of no contest and waivers was freely and voluntarily given. I also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, it's for 45 days, credit for time served, tax and retire of the court cost.
Okay. We have to debate it. Mr. Flowers, the state is offering that you serve 45 days in the Jefferson County Jail. However, you will not have to serve any more time in the Jefferson County Jail in this case because you've already served 45 days in jail. Therefore, you'll be given credit for the time served. The court cost in this case is $337. And you will not have to pay the $337 because the time that you spent in jail has already paid it off. Therefore, the court cost will be taxed and retired. Mr. Flowers, do you understand the state's offer?
I do, sir.
And do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
I do, sir.
And do you accept the state's offer?
I do.
Okay, Mr. Flowers, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you've entered into with the state. Mr. Flowers, please stand on the X where your attorney is standing and follow the directions of the clerk. And once you finish in here with your case, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, sir. You as well. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Can you put your right thumb in the blue square and hold it down? And if your copy of your fingerprint right there showing.
Who we going with? Think on-
Thank you, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. We're on the record in cause number 327318, the state of Texas versus Colton Douglas Weatherford. Mr. Weatherford is appearing via Zoom, and he is also appearing, his attorney Ryan Matuska is also appearing via Zoom. Mr. Weatherford, you could turn your mic off or mute.
Hello, Your Honor.
How are you doing, Mr. Weatherford?
I'm doing fine. How about you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Weatherford, your case is on the announcement docket. You're represented by attorney Ryan Matuska. Mr. Matuska, how are you doing?
Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Do you have an announcement that you would like to make on Mr. Weatherford's case?
Your Honor, we're asking for another announcement. I believe they're still doing a gun trace.
Okay, okay. Give us a date. Okay, it's gonna be reset to May 7th to give you an opportunity to get your discovery completed. Mr. Weatherford, your case is being reset to May 7th. Please stay in contact with your attorney. This will conclude your case, and you are excused and have a blessed day.
You too, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Judge, I think that's all I have.
Okay, then, Mr. Matuska, you are excused and you have a blessed day as well.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. West? You have an announcement you'd like to make? Jimmy Doss?
Yes, he's right outside the owner.
Pepper, would you please go get Jim, call the name of Jimmy Doss?
Doss.
Jimmy Doss. We're on the record in cause number 321234. The case is styled as State of Texas versus Jimmy Lee Doss Jr. Is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How are you doing, Mr. Doss?
All right, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Doss, you're here represented by Mr. West. Mr. West, how are you doing?
Doing good, Your Honor.
Mr. West, do you have an announcement you'd like to make in Mr. Doss's case?
Yes, Your Honor, we would request a resetting in this case. The state has offered to dismiss this matter for restitution. Mr. Doss is waiting for either his taxes or his stimulus or some kind of income like that to pay it off. Once he gets that, he'll be able to pay
How
off.
much time do you need?
I would say at least 30 days. I mean,
Oh, yeah, okay, 30 days?
and then if we don't have it by then, we can let you know, but that's a good time to keep it on the docket.
Okay, okay, it's gonna be reset to May 7th. You can stand over there and get your reset.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Ms. Doss, Mr. Doss, once you get your reset, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day.
You too, sir.
And Mr. West, this is your only case?
Stay right here, Mr. Jones. I actually have another document owner, Miss Neal, but I don't believe they showed up.
She's not here yet. Okay, we'll come back to it.
So I'm gonna wait a little bit to see if something
She
happens.
called this morning, Pamela.
Yeah.
Okay, she said she was on her way.
Okay,
I'll stay here until that happens.
Can you
Okay.
sign for me?
do we have
No, you
Mr.
Oh, me?
Okay. We're on the record in cause number 327066. The case is styled the State of Texas versus Stacy Yvette Tomplate. Miss Tomplate is represented by attorney Alwyn Samuel. Mr. Samuel, is that Miss Tomplate?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Tomplate, how are you doing?
Okay.
That's good. And Mr. Samuel, how are you doing?
I'm doing very well.
Okay. Mr. Samuel, you have an announcement that you would like to make in Ms. Tomplate's case?
Yes, Your Honor, we've not received full discovery as of yet. This is our first setting. We'd like to reset at least 30, 60 days to allow us to get discovery.
Okay.
You can make seven, and they can. May 7th or June 4th.
Either May 7th or June 4th?
Either one is fine, Your Honor.
May 7th.
May 7th. Okay, we'll reset it to May 7th, give you an opportunity to get your discovery. Your notice of resetting will be sent to you. And Ms. Tomplate, this will conclude your case. You're excused and you have a blessed day. And Mr. Samuel, if you do not have anything else, you are excused and you have a blessed day as well.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. Somebody, Mr. Kimler, I don't think your client is here yet.
I spoke, she messaged me this morning and said that she was on her way, Your Honor. So she has notice, and I would expect her to show up. I don't know if she's there yet.
Okay, the bailiff is going back out to make another bailiff call. Just hold on.
She was waiting on a bus. At least that's what she messaged me.
Okay. Okay.
responsible.
Okay, we'll come back to your case. There was no response on a
Okay.
sale. We're on the record in cause number 318966, cause number 322442. Both cases are styled the state of Texas versus Cleveland James Chambers Jr. Mr. Bailiff, would you please call Mr. Chambers into the courtroom? Good morning.
Cleveland Chambers.
We're on the record in cause number 318-99966. I'll repeat that, cause number 318966 and cause number 322442. Both cases are styled the state of Texas versus Cleveland J. Chambers. Is that your full name? Or Cleveland James Chambers? How you doing, Mr. Chambers?
I'm doing all right today.
That's good. Mr. Chambers, you're here represented by your attorney, Ms. Perazo. Ms. Perazo, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, Your Honor.
That's good. Ms. Perazo, Mr. Chambers have two motions to revoke his probation. Do you have an announcement you'd like to make in Mr. Chambers' case?
Yes, Your Honor, I would like just a short reset so I can visit with Ms. Ramos. I haven't received an offer in the case, but there are some things that I would like to discuss with her about this particular case.
Okay,
So just a short reset.
okay. Could you give us a time?
April 30th?
Okay, it's gonna be reset to April 30th.
Yes, sir.
You can get your reset, and Mr. Chambers, once you get your reset, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. And Ms. Perazo, I think this is your only case?
I have one other case.
One other case? Okay,
On this one.
okay.
On Mr. Howard Garvin.
Okay, Howard Garvin.
Yes, he is also out in the hallway.
You can just stand, Ms. Walker, do you mind coming forward?
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Howard Gardner.
Okay. We're on the record in cause number 326462. The case is styled the state of Texas versus Howard Dylan Garvin. Mr. Garvin, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How are you doing, Mr. Garvin?
Good, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking, Mr. Garvin. Your case is on the court's announcement docket. You represented here by Ms. Laurie Perazo. Ms. Perazo, you have an announcement for the court?
Yes, Your Honor. So we have received all the discovery in the case. There is a body camera video that we weren't able to open. Karen Mayfield provided that for us yesterday evening, so I haven't had a chance to review that. This may be pre-trial diversion, but before we enter into that agreement, I definitely want to look at the camera first.
Okay.
So just another reset to another announcement,
Okay.
please.
Could you give us,
7 is okay? Yes.
says it'll be reset to May 7th, and Mr. Garvin, your attorney, will get your reset. Once you get your reset, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day.
Yes, sir.
Thank you,
And
Your
Ms. Perazo, once you get your reset, you'll be free to go as well, and you have a blessed day as well.
Thank you, you too.
You're welcome.
This is,
Go ahead.